Hi everyone. So I'm going to keep updating what's going on until this comes to a close with Matthias and I, because I can't stand it. Today's actually 3 years since I contacted him and asked him what he thought of our... Now, I'm over calling it a contract because people love to play around with the words. We are assigned, okay? It's a soul reunion. It's assigned. Just like all of us are assigned with discussion before coming here, what our souls would like to do whilst here, but what they'll actually have to do in the whole process, with discussion on expansion of what the soul has been doing, needs to repeat in its learning, and therefore if it does, it expands. Okay, so things are going to come into our lives and they will repeat if we're not getting the understanding with our guides helping us to say, take the time to get the message, because we're not just here to master in the world. Like the world says we have this, and this, and if we look like this and we do this, we're not just here to make everything sweet in the money realm and have no particular learning. There will be learning. You don't just come here for a shopping mall. So I'm saying that because Matthias De Stefano doesn't stop to face things in his own life since I showed up, and he doesn't like that I am direct on that path. So when he showed up 6 months previous to me contacting him, when he showed up only via me watching the Gaia platform, which has got a lot of intelligent teachers on it. So I watched him there, and then over 6 months allowed my own cycles of life being drawn back just to hear more, for no other particular reason as he would like to think, or men would like to think, that they're gaining women's popularity because of, just the way they appear. We're not here forever. I'm not just here for looks. So I was led and reminded, given signs to go back and look at his stuff. Okay, so you go through that process, and then there was certain things that just said yes. Okay, guides. All right. So I contacted him. So anyway, since then he has not wanted to face that his assigned challenge in life is for the shifting consciousness to step up out of his old life. We're all stepping up out of 3D. You step up out of you have to let go of whatever you need to let go of. And you don't fight to hold on to the material world or the way life has been. If any real teacher knows the spiritual path, you don't fight to hold on to, I've got to have this particular, just this particular setting. I've got to just, I've got to be in control of it, or I'm not going to test my boundaries, challenge myself, and see who I become. If you try and stop yourself from doing that, you're going to have repeat problems and issues. And that is all Matthias has taken me on. Because I was clear and direct that within 3 months of only social media contact, because he wouldn't contact me directly, but he hasn't stopped now, and it's 3 years. So I don't know what that says to you, but what that says to me is, if you've got a connection with this person, do what's needed. And he is a hideaway, horrible, action-orientated person to me, because he is fighting that he wants me to be different. He doesn't want me to be direct. He wants me to be just staying at home. He makes that clear in any of the work environments I've had. He makes that clear in my house. He makes that clear all the time. And I'm telling you this because if he utilizes against me manipulation with people, in like puppeteering in thoughts, making them think and feel like it's magician shit. It's manipulating in the field. It's not the natural flow of spiritual help. It's saying, I'm a master of, which he's not, I'm a master of this flow. I'll do what I want with it. Because he does horrible things to me. I've been up since like 10 o'clock last night, and as you can see now, it's daylight. I think heading on to 10 o'clock in the daytime. And I am freaking tired and just do not want to tolerate any more of this, because he has been touching my body all through the night and does horrible electric stuff to all of me. This is a wimp-ass prick. Like, wake up, spiritual teacher. You don't avoid your challenges. You go and speak to the person, and human beings evolve and resolve. You don't have faith in humans. I'm pretty sure you haven't sat down for any kind of honest, diplomatic conversing. And I mean honest. Because these days when I look at him speaking on the screen with people, all I have to do now, because I know what he's capable of, is just look at him for a little, just not very long, and I can tell that he's avoiding growth. He is selling. He's putting on the sell. He's going to try and keep going and going and going until, like, I don't know when, and I don't really care for his timing agenda or locations or anything. Because when someone can treat me like this, I have no time for them. It's only the fact that he treats me so horribly and doesn't aim to have faith in resolve for life, like life, for nice life. Like, I just want to wake up and live my life again. He's an idiot in the energy field constantly. That's the idiot part. He's in the energy field surrounding me, doing things with everything I do, everywhere I go. And it doesn't help anything. There is no purpose, which is why when I listen to him for not very long at all, I'm just like, you are so full of shit, mate. You're just carrying on with this show so you don't have to come and face me. And let's make this clear. I don't care who you are. No one, no man is here to change a woman for any kind of commitment. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you blokes, but if you try it, do you know what it looks like? I think I'm more superior to you, and you're going to have to do as I say. Like, just take a look at that. Who in the hell do you think you are? She was not born to be a servant. So these blokes need this knocked out of them. And I don't mean I'm a physically violent person naturally. I am not. But I tell you what, having an invisible presence do the shit to me that he does, whilst he's pretty buoying it up around the planet, like, I don't have any problem, everyone. But now, you know what? He'll probably go and make something up just to say, What is she talking about? Because this is the sneakiness to it. So that's why I say, and I'll be posting it regularly, be careful, because he is a constant avoider of his own life. Every healer, and I learned this at probably around the age of 30. No, earlier. Somewhere between 25 and 30. That, because I was a massage therapist, right? And then I branched out to heaps of things like reflexology and started studying acupuncture, etc. And plus heaps of other stuff. But you must take care of your own energy field, which means mentally and emotionally, if your soul is called into a challenge of some sort for you to deal with, you must walk forward and try and find yourself in it. You must be balanced. Now, that's not only in if the soul goes, that person, you should go there. That person, you should go there. That person, like what's going on with him and I, because he's constantly in my field and he just doesn't stop and go and do it. This is, if you're anybody at all as well, not just if you're a healer, okay? You know, like we're taught, not all of us, but take care of yourself. Well, so too your energy. All right? And that is what you're, not only what you're eating, it is what you're thinking. It's not only what you're thinking, because sometimes we don't even like really look at that too much. It's why you're thinking it. And if that's an unhealthy, egotistical, fear-driven, hidden, manipulative response to like feeling a victim, blah, 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 which is not a mature spiritual thought leader or teacher either, you actually have to clean it up yourself. He has constantly given me the role. It's so stupid through my everyday activities, because he gets so suffocatingly involved that when I'm finished cleaning the kitchen or something, finished doing anything of a cleaning nature, he will do various sexual, he's always doing sexual advances. He'll do various sexual advances, like the message through the field is, okay, now we're on a new cycle. You've just cleaned up whatever we've been through. Now let's go again. Because the cycle is, I'm hidden and you're going to lay down for me. No, I'm not. I am not consciously moving through my life involving an energy and calling it a person. Any relationship I've been in, and any of us have been in, no one gets to do that. It don't matter who the fuck you are. So if your husband or your wife is away all the time, are you going to want to include them? Boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. I'm not labeling anything because he seems to think he's got it sorted. Like, you're mine and that's the contract and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. I've said this in a few other videos. This is of higher purpose. Higher purpose does not mean you hide from your physical, calling, life experiences. It means you face them, you become an adult, you grow, you learn how to express yourself. This is such a typical male thing, but this bloke just thinks, I'm not going to. I'm going to keep socializing where everybody loves me. And if you don't do as you're told, if you don't work to my conditions, I have no reason to show. But he doesn't realize he's dealing with, I'm now 49, he's dealing with someone who would never want to be in a relating experience like this, has never been in a relating experience like this. And let me tell you, it's effing shit. Do I sound like it's rainbows? If anyone looks back to Svalbard, he did 3 years ago, which was the tipping point for me, because there was various signs that said, okay, I can't hold off anymore. I have to contact him. Is this right, guides? And so if you're following with your spiritual path and you know your connections and you're deepening your connections to your guides, you will get a no blockage response. But if you ask them something and you're either not ready or it's not for you or whatever, you'll get some other, I get a visual that I should go and do something else, or I'll get a feeling and I'll be directed to think of something else. And it's all of good nature. It's all of, you probably have to, like, they don't say it, but it's the resonance that you should probably look into this more. All right? But after 6 months of contemplating, because I really didn't want to go down the track of it, because I've known a soul relationship, there was going to be some kind of soul relationship. I didn't know all the details of it back when I was first picking up on this. It was just the fact that I was feeling a real shift in my life, that the traditional contentment I thought I was going to be fulfilled with, I wasn't. And so I kept saying and thinking, what more then? What more is it? What do I need to, notice? What am I meant to be doing? Because each thing I was doing, I could only take so far before I got to the age that the soul met an opening. So it was just like a progression of this soul opening. And you keep following it. You just know it. You get sort of more refined and tuned in to a soul frequency of yourself that you are not going to give up for anyone else. That you've worked too hard on your spiritual path to know this person, this soul inside, the other part of you. The personality has to go through life, and that is still your spirit and soul. But it's like the soul can just get through a little bit until we walk the path and do the things we need to do and open it up. So I didn't have any blockages, right? And so this bloke, a spiritual teacher, which, doesn't confront his own challenges. He runs from them. He takes the piss out of them, which is me. He's like, I'm not coming to talk to you. I'm not coming to deal with anything. You had better live to the conditions I want, and you had better treat me a certain way. Well, no, I'm not, until you are a decent human being sitting in the same space as me. You're not getting me to do anything. And even still, any man in my company that says, you will be different, I'll contemplate what it is they're requesting. And if it doesn't fit, I will lean across and tell them politely, that's not going to happen. Now, do you see that clearly, honestly, in the tired eyes, the presence that I am? Yeah, because that's what I stand for, not only for myself, but in my gut, I stand for that shit on the planet. That this man thinks he's going to maneuver and manipulate me, but yet I'm not going to do as he requests. And that's the issue here. And that's always going to be the issue until he confronts me. I'm not changing. I'm not doing what he wants. And it's always been that way since 2023. And the insanity is he's still doing a pretty boy show for the world, being listened to as though he's just so helpful. But yet, I don't know who else, probably no one. Because it's like there is so much gaps unfulfilled. There's like so much that the soul could and should be doing for their self. You can just tell, and I could tell, which is what I first noticed in him, that it's like a space inside instead of a full person flow. You know how like when you watch a boy grow progressively and they just bloom into who they are. Well, this is like the outer shell still being like this pleasing kind of natured person that doesn't want to push out the more inside. Like he is the kind of person that will call healing an issue a little bit of a retreat and a dance and this and that, but he'll never actually, he avoids, what's the word? He avoids just a release, just a growth. He avoids that. He thinks he pushes things to where they should be and he controls it, and then he masters the outside reality as though he doesn't have to look at himself within. He doesn't like to be alone with himself because he doesn't want to do that inner resolve, that inner look at it. But see, that's where him and I connect in that way. And I'm not talking about like, it could have been done at a distance if he was clear with me in communication, but he's not. He's a dancer around facing himself, and you can't be a dancer around facing yourself on your soul's path. I don't dance around not facing myself. I have always, and I could even go back to birth, Millie. Like since being born here, I can't remember being another way where I didn't have inner contemplation. It was just that I couldn't express it. So I'd go through life having fun like with my siblings, my brothers, and having fun with my friends and whatnot, and coming across some angels in life, like people that just showed up at certain times and whatnot, that helped guide my life. But there was still this inexpression that I always had to contemplate myself. So that's why I recommend doing the connection with yourself and connecting with people through that authenticity. That it's okay to step away from anything that seems like it's norm or safe. Because you can't just shelve things or compartmentalize and say that's the way that's going to be and I'm not going to touch it until it's exactly the way I want it to be. That is just a pompous human being. So there we go. I think I'll leave it there, hitting the 30-minute mark, and just really wanted to get it out again. And we'll keep doing it because no matter how much of anything that anyone else wants to do in this world, this is my experience of it, and I walk my path, you know? If anyone wants to be a part of my path, then you involve yourself in Teresa's path, not tell me what to do. And that's the way it's going to stay. So hang on, I just remembered looking at, my guides just reminded me that looking at the rainbow, the 7 colors of our chakras, our consciousness design that we each need to look at, the education and awareness of this, that's what by the June 6, 2023, there were signs that just kept reminding me. And then Matthias was in Svalbard, and the guidance received had him walking around in circles in the snow, let me tell you, because he did not know what was going to come next. But it was pretty clear that is to do with the masculine and feminine balancing for us all to open up with a higher perspective, because we all know that this planet is icy cold to each other, and we need to bring some balance with warmth. Center of our beings, heart consciousness, sunshine solar plexus, our identities, true identities as souls and spirits. So you must walk the spiritual path of the human being. There's not a second where it's not a spiritual path, honestly. You can't hide out in whingy crap and tell the universe how it's going to go because you're chucking a tantrum on Earth. You just can't. You need to look that in the eyes. You just can't. You can tantrum like he's done it for 3 years. You can, well, just under, but it's hit the 3 years for me. You can chuck tantrums for as long as you like, but the challenge is always going to be there. Your tantrums don't change it. So boys, a lot of the time, are the ones that stick to the routine where they may have just been given to, or they become demanding little brats, and probably both. You actually have to look at yourself maturely, up at the clarity of the throat and the third eye, what you're actually seeing life to be, and how you're serving as you, only for this lifetime, as you're serving as you in life. That you think you can walk the planet and just tell someone what to do? Or these idiots thinking they walk the planet and hurt people? Like, you know, the leaders agreeing to this shit? The leaders! Like, seriously, are we not that evolved? Are we still effing like caveman? Bang, bang, it's not going my way. No, we're not. So this is the calling of the Rainbow Bridge to assist 5D. Out of this crap. Who's got more than me? They shouldn't do that. That should be my land. You've got too much of my land. Blah, blah, blah. So that's that. You know, it's just crap. So every day, let go of some of the crap that holds you back. Now, this is my recommendation of it, okay? If you practice it, you'll eventually love it like a dear freaking medicine, okay? If you don't want to believe that the breath has got anything to do with shifting your human responses in life, you're raising your vibration, or any of this, then you don't have to do it. But life is way more simple in 5D reality, because if you clean out your consciousness of what you're repeating that drags you down or anyone else, you need to clean that up and out yourself. Okay, and that's the center growth. And so the center heartbeat of Mother Earth and this beautiful, imbalanced, at the core, Mother Earth pulses through us her vibration. Now we are magnetically cannot leave the planet, can we? We can't just fly off and say we want to go back. So we breathe with her, and she is a massive healer in so many ways that we're all discovering. Well, we're all discovering it. So it's not airy fairy, it's real stuff. Airy fairy would be, I don't want to do this, can I go back? If there is such a thing as wings, can I have them now? No, you chose to go down there, so this is the assigned path. There's something for you to learn there. Now listen up, be nice, go into your heart and breathe. So here we are. Let's connect with Mother Earth and let go of the energetic crap. This is mind talk with ourselves, or how we go about in the world thinking we control it. We need to clear that out. We don't control anyone else, and we certainly don't control life. So stop trying to battle with it and quieten down. Let go of your tantrums. Realize the soul expansion can be tough, like breaking new earth of yourself. Now picture that. Picture a sphere, and something inside wants to come out this person while it's here. All right? There just is. It's a soul. That's why we have some challenges. So something else wants to come out of this soul. Now, don't fight it. So breathe in and down through your whole being. Out your feet, and visualize as you drop your energy down. Just visualize that you're going down, like your energy is going down to connect with the center of Mother Earth. And then you hit it. It doesn't take too long. Just allow it to be a flowing response. Okay, so you breathed in. Let it all go. Everything you've just been thinking about, any particular thing you keep going on and on about, anything that hasn't changed for you. You had a bad sleep last night, like me. You had a bad sleep last night, many of us do. Something didn't go your way. You've just felt like you've had a bad day. Well, your energy. So there's something in your field that you don't need to hold on to. So you don't need to know specifics, but you just release it through the energy field, one with the planet who loves you dearly. You're like a little planet on her planet, and she loves every single one of us. So, give it a moment for your energy to drop in. Now, don't expect any big feelings. It's practically what it is. Let everything go down to her. So it just helps me with the descent of it, rather than you can also use the atmosphere, okay? But you just want to let go of some of the crap, and she's the one that's helping in our atmosphere, so just give it to her. Now you have to let it drop, so just let it feel like you're releasing it consciously. And as time goes on, you will feel that you did that. You're just doing it. There's no magic to it. There's just your consciousness. And you feel the feet under your earth, the earth under your feet. And you just love it for a moment. So probably just walk yourself into a nice patch of earth somewhere in your yard, or even in a room, in a space. Doesn't matter where you are, in an apartment building, on a rooftop, in an office, in a bathroom. It doesn't matter essentially, but wherever you are, let go as much as you can. But if you can take some still moments to appreciate your environment first, like a natural environment or just silent environment, it helps to let go. because you feel good. You're just like, okay, I'm going to let go of whatever's holding me back. I don't need to know what it is, but I do know some things are going on. Just let it all go. Okay, but you keep practicing that you can let it all go. That's the thing. You might just want to do a little bit of the conscious awareness and let it go. Or you can just say, everything that I'm holding on to, I'd really like to just let go. Okay, so it's the same process. You're still going to take a... So that was just a deeper sounding breath because I walked myself into doing it, into the presence, the stillness feeling, the consciousness, whether it was intense or just something small. Now the idea is you've resigned it to us. So let it drop. See if you can see that you're just energy's dropping. So maybe just like a silhouette of light white, just drop anything you want. See it rainbow colored, whatever visual your intuitive guidance might give you. Okay, but up through the pads of your feet, there's going to be a freer flow. There will be, okay, if you resign. There will be this, it's like she's giving you a breath of fresh air kiss. You'll feel it like at your chest. You know when you're just like loved. So just breathe however you want after you've paused in the release. So however naturally, or like you might want to do this like, I don't know, spend 10 minutes with like a few deep breaths, but just go at depth with the breath. You can release and like not breathe in straight away and just let it all go, let it all go, let it all go. And then as you take your breath, that's Mother Earth's lead. She's going to follow you up. Now this is the start of the filling of your space. So it's quite literally letting go of the crap that holds you back. The more you do it, the more you know this space. From this space, you might get a visual to go and sit in a comfy place and sit there for a little while. Maybe you haven't been a meditator, but now that you've done this consciously, you just feel this nice flow. Gee, I really like this. I might go and relax in that sun chair a little bit longer now, where I might have just rushed off and tried to get into a headspace of, whatever, tumble dry ideas, tumble dry. And go round and round and round and round and round. And at the end of the day, and maybe not even that day, you didn't clear any energy. Go, 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 go. And we call that go, 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 go life. It's not healthy. So this loving of self, and it leads to other avenues of loving your life, yourself. This is high vibrational, and you share that in the field, you attract the high vibrational people as well. The people doing this cleaning out, the people that don't want to sit around in perhaps gossip or blame or victimization or, because that is just like a spiral down. So you attract naturally, and if you continue this space, this is where you let your soul lead. So this is the heart leading the head. The soul, the heart, higher vibrational living. The soul can't do anything if you're down in the dumps, whinging and bitching or something, or caught up in this and that, or have such high ideals and expectations that you never stop. This is your health. Not how much money you have, not how many people you know, not where you've been, not where you're going in the future. Like, it's not those things unless you are fully aligned with the whole of who you are. So you can tell if you're aligned or not by how much you might have self-talk of limitation, or you just can't resolve some things, okay? Because you're not depending on getting to know the soul and your wholeness for the higher assistance of your whole self. Spiritual guides, spiritual teams, angels of us on planet Earth, soul friends, soul tribe, soul family. So soul, not that we look the same. Okay? Soul is under the skin. It's not the skin. It can be, depending on what your soul tribe has come here to work with each other about and for. But it's exciting when you meet a soul tribe member, because you can be uniquely yourself of new things you've discovered of yourself. So you have those discoveries for yourself through various learning, but then you attract different arrays of people. And it's like, yeah, I'm home. Where are you home? Not in the house. Feet on planet Earth. Soul tribe connections. Now, that's light. And our higher vibrational feelings, known as love, is one little description of the various high things to experience through heart and soul. So much more intelligent and quick streams of light, love flow. So just looking at the time, I was going to finish, but here we are with some more importance. So with the breathing down, and then you feel Mother Earth, well, don't use your head to try and feel something. Just practically do it. And then more and more you do it, you can get conscious with energy flow. You can perhaps study a little bit more about the chakras, get to know energy flow, do trusted, like the questionnaire on Carolyn Mace's website, cmed.com. There is a Chi questionnaire which can help you understand more of yourself relating to our consciousness. And it will actually help you with insights of what to notice. But just know that the soul journey is of depth of taking notice of yourself. Okay, because you are not just surface. And you're not just you're not skin deep. So it's not your appearance. It is, but that's only a little bit of who you are. So be prepared that when you do something like that questionnaire, it's not just some little airy-fairy questionnaire. It's you and the power of you choosing. So your choosing is your energy field. So we have to be prepared that there is this slowed down part we have to take with ourselves before we can work with the higher consciousness of ourselves. Because if there's things to take a look at in our more material side of things, right, the first 2 to 3, the more material basis and learning who we are as an identity, the identity is deeper than just out there wanting of us and us wanting to put forward something. It is your soul might want to shake you up with other things to do with your path. So it's up to us to take a look at it with wise guidance like that questionnaire and other plenty of teachings in Caroline's career that speak and resonate directly to addressing the spirit and soul of the human being. So we need to take a look at these things so you slow down a little bit and how you're using your upper consciousness with your operation in the world. And then that's where you get the heart and soul flow and your feet on the earth, feeling like you belong. And up here, you see clearer. You speak this more. You have a dedication because you've done the noticing of how you use your resource. Okay? And the one main thing I want to highlight with that is you can't choose to walk a spiritual path with your soul if you think you can just be flimsy with it. Now, we do have this time where we age through like teenagehood and stuff, where we are just getting to know ourselves, try not to take life, you can't know yourself in 16 years. You're here for however long. So, but once you get past that, you can't ignore that how you operate in the world is a responsibility to something more than appearance or having a shopping cart full. Like life is just what I accumulate, or life is just this way. So, I think most of us have learned over time that we may not stay in one particular titled role. And my life completely proved that, because I worked in all different fields, because I wanted to learn all different things. I wanted to give everything in life a go that I was drawn to, that I enjoyed. So I worked in hospitality and office and the behind the scenes stuff that you don't see, like in the kitchen and hotel maintenance, and then into natural therapies. And the most important thing was that I had enough money to do the natural therapies studies. That was my joy. From about 19 years of age, that was it. I didn't stop. And now we're 30 years on. And I love everything I've learned. It's been wonderful. And all the different places that I've worked. It's been enormously helpful in knowing myself. Because our souls may have come here just to do like one or two kind of fields in life, or our souls might have come here with a bigger purpose across the board to learn as much as we can, because our paths are not going to be a particular title. They are going to be a helpful response to the current climate on planet Earth, of like climate of energy. So that definitely includes our elemental and seasonal influence. It's all one. How we treat ourselves is what we keep giving to Mother Earth. So if we keep walking around unconsciously doing horrible things, or just thinking we're entitled and everything should go our way, if we don't think about what we're putting out into the energy field, it all goes somewhere. So it's going to be affecting our climate, biological, spiritual, ecological. We are an ecology system ourselves. So it pays to open it all up. And that's where we're at. So 10 minutes to the hour, and I'm gonna finish on the hour because I'd like to get out in the sunshine for a walk and, you know, do some energetic releasing myself with the lovely walk in the elements. So connecting with Mother Earth, and the flow comes back up, and you start to just feel that she is connected to your energy field. Now invite through the crown, through the top of your body, invite white light. Request. You might have your own request set in place, like calling on your divine guidance, spirit, light, teams, or just open up to receiving light assistance that can affect us across the board with feelings of assistance. So these are the high vibrational connected feelings we can be assisted with. So when you do that release and you've breathed up, and you just breathe in and down, in, out and down, breathe up. You might want to do that a few times until you can feel nice. And now call on straight away spiritual white light assistance, anything you know that could help guide me with anything I've just released, anything that I'm attracting that I do not know, you know, like what I'm putting out, what is coming back to me, anything at all. Please assist my space, my body, mind, heart and soul. A good time to also clarify with yourself is my subconscious mind, so my built up way of believing or dealing with things. You know, these things need to loosen up, because this is where the repeat stuff happens, and we just push it down and we just carry on as though that's our grounding and that's who we are. Well, it's not, because it's up for change at any time. So don't sell yourself short and tell yourself it's got to be a certain way, okay? Because that's a rigid grounding right there, so you won't embrace new flow of assistance. So don't walk around with your crown blocked and your nose in the air, like I know of Matthias De Stefano, as though he doesn't need to listen to any assistance to do with this soul expansion toward Teresa. But this is how we can, people. We don't walk around as though we are heaven and we don't need heaven's help for our own lives. We've got it under control. Listen to the vibration of that. We're doing too much ego shell, putting on a front as though we've got everything sorted out. And when everything falls into line for me, that's when everyone will know who I am. It's bullshit, all right? It's an egotistical crapola. So it's heavenly light. I'm going through stuff. Are open to your assistance. Now, you don't want to get too detailed, but you can if you want. It's up to you. I just like the cleansing flow of letting go each day some of the crap that holds me back. But if I'm having a hard time with something, I'll be in the space and my guides know I'm opening the space. I need your assistance. I'm opening up to you because I need your assistance. So it can become like an unspoken knowing, because they're never not there to assist. Okay? This energy field is never not there to assist, but you just have to clean out some of the stuff you might go on about so that you can receive. All right? Because they don't have bodies. They're not going through earthly stuff. They're assisting from their higher perspective in which we are connected. So we clean out. And then Just see it though. Please do your best to just do a little visualization in this flow that you see white light coming down and through, because they know that you're doing that, and that's what they'll assist with. They are open to flow. So just play with your imagination, and please let yourself just play with your imagination on seeing that, because your imagination is energy and your guides see your imagination. Okay, that's how there's so much in the field energetically that we can have if we stop limiting ourselves thinking we got it all under control. All the different things that we call dreams and we wish for is somewhere in the energetic space. If you listen to the Getting into the Vortex meditations, you'll start to understand a bit more clearly how that's the way it works. Okay? If we see it, and you might have heard the statements, then there's nothing really stopping it unless it's got to do with some ill response to life, like you're controlling something. Then, no, you probably will not receive your highest dreams, desires, or wishes, because they need to be of this higher, they can't be to do with a battle. The heavenly support teams will never assist you like with warring with someone. That's all the human pushing on part, why we've become so derelict on this planet, instead of using our heart to bring balance in our fields of life. All right, so if you can see over time, just allow yourself, and even Google white light meditations just to allow yourself, because they are out there. See it come down, meet with however far you can see it come down your body, as long as it just comes down your shoulders, something like that. Maybe visualize water, white water or clear blue, or just anything nourishing, a waterfall even. Just hear the sound if you want, but the idea is just getting to know that your visual is a request. Now that's what Mother Earth wants us to do. Clear, cleanse. That will help our environments. That's the shifts and changes we want. Okay, so we need to be conscious of what we're doing with our expression, because every moment it's never not a spirit's path. What you are putting out will be in your field, and that's what will be coming back. It doesn't matter if you're good sometimes, but not very nice sometimes. You might get some of this good back if it's authentic and natural, yeah. But it doesn't mean that this other stuff you're doing isn't going to attract and trip you up. This is why we need to be conscious and clear, clean and clear. So we breathe down to the heartbeat of Mother Earth and feel it come up through our hearts. Ask for a blessing of light. It's not for some people to call on. Bless me with white light. And give thanks even though it feels like nothing has happened. You give it a bit more time and a bit more regularity, and maybe choose different spots to do it at. You're connecting with the same thing, like you're doing the same thing, but the medicine is for this day, or that day, or this time period, or this that I'm going through. It's getting too much in the head. The real heartbeat of the earth, because heaven and earth wants you to be your best version, so you've got to want it too, and this is how to get to it and through it to be that ongoing. So you don't avoid challenges and run and hide in a mouse hole. You don't exclaim it should be a certain way without taking a look at that and saying, this is not longevity. If I'm doing this to someone else, I wouldn't like it done to myself, but it is inevitably coming back to me via darkening my own self. All right, so whether that's small with bickering things going on, or whether that's with a big thing you're holding on to, you're holding on to it. So you're not going to be living clearly, picking up on your soul path, expressing and knowing this heart contentment as one, heaven and earth. Okay, I do this for the contentment. This was my path evolution, like for the contentment expression to everybody, a representative of it. And so that's what I've been trying to get through to Matthias, that when you're ready, okay, we ain't doing this social media contact and this crapola. We are humans. We can do the right thing by being humans, our better, best versions. So you just be honest and true. I feel this way. Okay? Because no one is here to take over you. Like if he feels threatened that I am to take over him or something, you got that wrong. There's not one person on this earth that I would even want to do that with. I only wished my daughter would listen to me more, but hey, I just accept she is like me, like all of us, on our own soul paths, and I don't know all of her soul path, but I will walk it with her as she opens up and clears things for herself, and I want the same for every child of the universe. So you let the flow come in. Doesn't feel like anything's happening. This is why people can call it why bother, airy fairy, or some people realize the benefit of taking breaths, counting to 10 and letting go whatever's troubling them. Same kind of idea, same kind of thing. All right, but when you do it more consciously, where you're starting to embrace that I'm actually energy, and this breath of life travels through me. And what I'm doing with that breath of life through this vessel and its expression can be of lower restrictive nature, and like this, I need to be conscious that what I'm doing, no matter how quick I do it or how slow I do it, I'm still doing it. I need to be conscious at my third eye, like at my thinking, at my forward thinking. I need to be conscious because this is actually my energy field. And I'm lucky to have a body that's emanating, resonating at this particular, like in this lifetime, in this speed. I need to take care of this thing. And it's got to do with everything. The breath, the thoughts, the vibration. And so don't try to hold yourself, with my talking about this, don't try to hold yourself in some kind of perfect place where you must start to think the most positive things and you couldn't possibly. No. We came here to be human, right? We are in a soup of consciousness where there is various frequencies and waves of thought, and they can easily get into your field if you're resonating at that vibration. So to lift your vibration, don't feel bad if you have a bad thought, okay? But the responsibility right there to target is don't follow through on the thought. Just go, oh, Yeah, no. And I might look into some statements with that, because there has been some good things on my journey where it's easy with subconscious patterning for us to attract particular thought vibrational levels. So that's the reason why, if you are lifting your vibration out of thought, negative thought, and not accumulating the same vibration in your field, you switch, refocus, pivot. You pivot away, and that's what you're in charge of, okay? Or you're also in charge of staying in the same loop-de-loop of the same vibrations, thinking that what you're doing doesn't affect anything, but you're wondering why you're not getting what you want there. Okay, you got to take a look at the consciousness level and what you can attract, because if what you want is of like a higher vibration, you're the one. Higher vibration is like honesty, clarity, follows through on the brave parts of life that we have to grow ourselves through. We have to walk the path and grow ourselves through. So that's what you're expected in raising your vibration for the higher speed part of our consciousness, connected to the higher states of being, so the 5D and whatever else we reach into. Okay, so don't get down on yourself, because you're only going to take yourself down. Just go, I'm gonna stop thinking that, and I'm gonna do this instead, or I'm gonna go take myself for a walk, or I'm just gonna switch it up and do something I enjoy. I'm just going to, you're just not gonna continue creating and accumulating bags or like bonds as though that's who you are, if it's lower vibrational. Don't keep thinking the same things, okay? I think I've harped on enough about that, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. And I wish you the best in that breathing response technique to your own energy fields. And you will notice the difference. That's why we call things natural therapies, because you're using the natural flow, the natural cycles. You're moving with it. You're moving stuff out and, one with this flow. That's why it's important to be able to connect and expand and support that growth. That's where we're at, people. Let's keep going. Well, we are. Let's just keep going. Much love, and bye for now.